welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the political campaigns of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are beginning to gear up as we head into summer. Everyone's watching this election closely, apparently even the Russians, because more details were released about how Hillary Clinton's campaign database has been breached by Russian hackers. Now, I had a feeling Hillary might have been hacked when she announced that her running mate is going to be a Nigerian prince. As soon as she sends him $100, like, he's in. But I guess this does explain the new platform she's been outlining in all of her emails. There was job creation, national security, and cheap Viagra. They were the three. But the hackers, they also tried to hack the Bernie Sanders campaign, but they were unable to break the lock on the filing cabinet where Bernie keeps his typewriter. She couldn't get in there. Carrier pigeons had gone as well. But speaking of Bernie, he had a kind of embarrassing moment in Washington yesterday. While headed to the weekly Senate Democratic lunch, he got the rooms confused and walked into the Republican lunch instead. Now, he says he walked into the Republican lunch by mistake, but I don't believe him, right? He may not agree with their politics, but you just know that the Republicans have a better lunch. Like, not a kale leaf in sight, like... I bet you go into the Republican lunch, it's just sliders, potato wedges, buffalo wings. The Democrats have got, like, a tomato and mozzarella sandwich, and it's just terrible. But the big news this week has been on the Republican side because it was revealed by the New York Times that Donald Trump is entering the general election in the worst financial shape of any major nominee in recent history. Now, Trump would have responded to the article, but he didn't have enough money to buy a copy of the New York Times. But don't worry, Trump voters, because Trump is already changing his direction. Today, he said he's going to fund an amazing campaign and Mexico's going to pay for it. But it is pretty dire. Trump's campaign being broke is so off-brand for him. Like, he's supposed to be the rich guy. Do you know what I mean? This is like finding out that Leonardo DiCaprio is a virgin. It's not... right, but Trump is trying to steer the conversation away from his fundraising troubles by giving a big speech this morning where he attacked Hillary Clinton. Here's some of the speech.
Today, I'd like to share my thoughts about the stakes in this upcoming and very important election.
Trump steaks, best steaks in the world. They're so tender and juicy, they're unbelievable. Sorry. We couldn't help ourselves. But in the speech, one thing became clear, and that is that in this speech, Donald Trump sucks at using the teleprompter, right? He really does. He only sounds natural when he's insulting someone, right? So when he uses the prompter, he sounds like he's been taken hostage. Have a look.
The insiders wrote the rules of the game to keep themselves in power and in the money. That's why we're asking Bernie Sanders voters to join our movement, so together we can fix the system for all Americans so important.
He should have learned to read off a teleprompter, so important. Like, it's a thing the president does a lot, so important. But don't worry, the speech still had the classic Trump calling card of being riddled with errors. You know, like geography.
When I see the crumbling roads and bridges, or the dilapidated airports, or the factories moving overseas to Mexico...
Overseas to Mexico? Like, for the first time in his year-long campaign, I can honestly say, I don't know if Donald Trump knows where Mexico is.